So I figured y'all could at least like ride with me today, because this is the first time in 3 weeks I've gotten out of the house. Over 3 weeks. I literally only leave my house once to twice a month, because normally my health is not very good and I don't like to stress myself. And those couple of chances I get to be able to have, out of the house, they're just so liberating. So I wanted y'all to see me in a different light rather than sitting at my kitchen table during a bad day. I got a little bit of a nap today and I don't look the greatest, but I'm beginning to feel a little bit better, so let's embrace it and let's drive. Got a lot of feedback. I like it when people hunt me down on social media and they think they've done something, because I don't really try to hide on social media. I don't really try to hide because I still have a lot of people that have, backgrounds that like to come to me for aid. So I don't hide, because if people care enough about their health or ending an addiction issue they're having or straightening out their life, if they care enough to search me down online to find aid, I want them to be able to find me. Because in what I'm familiar with and how I've lived my life and how I've helped people, I found out that most people, they will genuinely respect your boundaries and only contact you if they really do want that help. So I've not really had a lot of threats or people be mean to me, because the people that I've worked with, even the ones that have some really tragic and horrendous backgrounds, they understood that my heart was in the right place, and I was actually hitching my plow right to them in the same row and making that same furrow, and it was just as hard on me, and I did it in hopes that they could rectify their life and have a better future. So I don't want anybody to not have a good future. I think every human being has the capability, every morning they wake up, to transform themselves into the best version of themselves that they can be. If I didn't believe in that kind of autonomy, I would have been a really sucky officer. And I wouldn't have wanted to see people overcome barriers, societal barriers, mindsets. So yeah, I don't mind you following me on Facebook and other formats and sending me nasty messages, because I don't mind ignoring the ones I need to ignore, and I don't mind reaching out to the ones I need to reach out to. So for everybody wondering how I handle harsh criticism is what makes people have better logic. And so for everybody wanting to say, well, your harsh criticism of Don is just hatred, it is not. Because they always want to say, well, you just want him to be guilty. I do not. And as I've said, I don't know what scenario happened. There are so many that are plausible, possible, acceptable to think about, research. But that entire video that I did for Don was just based upon his reactionary viewpoint and perspective against society and how it could be improved and how his life could be improved by changing his reaction to societal pressures and how he thinks society is viewing him. I never once said you're guilty of anything. I said your background is creating a barrier, and you could improve your bond with your community and other people by understanding these things. So I actually hope that the family are not guilty. I hope this is a family that is going to, in 10 years' time, look back to this and say, oh my God, that absolutely changed our lives and made us better people. It made us better parents. It made our children have better lives. And we get it. Regardless of how it ends and who ends up being at fault, I hope that at some point in the future, this can be seen as something that propelled somebody to be a better person. And that's basically the only hope I'm holding out for, because I understand the monstrosity of society and certain people within it. And I know that whatever scenario this ends with, someone is going to be the villain, someone is going to be a monster, and someone who has probably done very horrible and upsetting things to a small child. And no one who is going to be guilty of that is going to take away the hurt in my heart to know that someone was capable of such deeds. But just maybe somebody can learn. And that's about it. God, I'm translucent.